Picture the scene. It's a cold, crisp night. The air is still. Suddenly, a flash of red streaks past, followed by a thunderous roar. Is it the big man himself, out on a practice run? Not quite. It's a question as old as performance motoring itself, a classic German grudge match. In one corner we have the brute from Bavaria, the BMW M4. It's a car with a massive personality and a reputation for being a bit of a handful. It promises raw, unadulterated driving pleasure, the kind that gets your heart thumping and your palms sweating. It represents the pinnacle of the fast, usable, everyday sports coupe. In the other corner, draped in equally festive crimson, is the Audi R8. This isn't just a car, it's a statement. It's a bona fide supercar, born with a wailing V10 engine right behind your head. The R8 is all about drama, theatre, and turning every single journey into an event. Let's start with the BMW M4, specifically the competition model. Under that sculpted bonnet lies a 3.0-litre twin-turbocharged straight-six engine. It's a masterpiece of modern engineering, churning out a very healthy 503 horsepower and a massive wave of torque. All that power is sent to the rear wheels, just as the M-car gods intended. It weighs around 1,725 kilograms, which is substantial, but the power manages it well. The sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour is dispatched in a blistering 3.8 seconds. And the price? You're looking at a starting point of around £85,000, but options will quickly take you higher. Getting into the M4 feels purposeful. The optional carbon bucket seats are a work of art, hugging you tighter than a long-lost relative. They are firm, yes, but they position you perfectly for the business of driving. Your hands grip a thick, satisfying steering wheel with those signature red M1 button and M2 button just a thumb's press away. The cabin is classic BMW driver-focused, impeccably built and filled with high-quality materials. It feels modern and tech-heavy, but the core controls for driving are exactly where you want them. It's a serious office for a serious driver. Out on the road, the M4 is a Jekyll and Hyde character. In its comfort settings, it's surprisingly docile, but then you press that red M2 button, configured for maximum attack. Everything changes. The engine note deepens to a menacing growl. The gear shifts become lightning fast, and the throttle response is instantaneous. The steering is direct and weighty, giving you a clear sense of what the front wheels are doing. It's a car that demands your full attention, a proper driver's machine that rewards precision and commitment. The M4's looks are, shall we say, a topic of conversation. That massive kidney grille is impossible to ignore. Some love its aggressive, bold statement, others are less convinced. But there's no denying its presence. From the flared wheel arches to the quad exhaust pipes, every angle screams performance. It's a muscular, angry-looking thing, and it makes no apologies for it. As a package, the M4 offers a stunning blend of everyday usability and track-day capability. It's a car you can live with, but one that always has a wild side waiting to be unleashed. Now for the Audi R8. This is a different beast entirely. Forget turbochargers, this is pure atmospheric nirvana. Behind the driver sits a glorious 5.2-litre V10 engine. In its performance RWD guise, it produces a staggering 562 horsepower. It's lighter than the M4, tipping the scales at around 1,595 kilograms. The result? A 0 to 60 miles per hour time of just 3.7 seconds. The price, however, is in a different league. It starts at roughly £135,000. Supercar looks come with a supercar price tag. Sliding into the R8 is an event. You sit low, very low, in a cabin that feels more like a fighter jet cockpit than a car interior. The view out front is panoramic, dominated by the two crests of the front wheel arches. The steering wheel is a button-festooned delight, with the big red start-stop button practically begging to be pushed. Audi's virtual cockpit dominates the instrument panel, a configurable screen that can show you everything from a full-screen map to a massive central rev counter. The quality is exceptional, a beautiful blend of leather, Alcantara, carbon fiber. It feels special, expensive, and incredibly focused. Press that red button and the V10 erupts into life with a theatrical bark before settling into a high-strung idle. The sound is everything. It's not a deep, bassy rumble like the M4. It's a complex, multi-layered howl that builds to a screaming crescendo at over 8,000 RPM. It is, without question, one of the greatest engine notes of all time. The driving experience is dominated by this engine. The power delivery is so linear and responsive, it makes turbocharged engines feel lazy. Visually, the R8 is a masterpiece. It's wide, low, and impossibly sleek. It looks like it's doing 200 miles per hour, even when it's standing still. From the signature side blades to the transparent engine cover that puts that V10 on display like a museum piece, it's pure automotive theatre. It turns heads everywhere it goes, drawing crowds of admirers wherever you park it. The R8 isn't just a car you drive, it's a car you experience. Its greatest strength is its ability to make any journey, no matter how mundane, feel like the most exciting event in the world. Its weakness? Well, that price tag is a pretty big one. Let's talk about the raw sensation of driving these two. The BMW M4 feels like a coiled spring, always tense and ready to explode. The power from its twin-turbo engine comes in a huge, forceful shove. You feel a momentary pause as the turbos spool, and then an avalanche of torque pins you to your seat. The steering is heavy and gives you a good sense of grip, but it can feel a little numb compared to the best systems out there. The brakes are immense, the brakes are powerful, the brakes are full of confidence, allowing you to shed speed with alarming efficiency. It's a car that feels planted and secure, but with all that power going to the rear, it can be a real hooligan if you provoke it. The Audi R8, on the other hand, is all about precision and response. The naturally aspirated V10 is the star. There's no lag, no waiting. The throttle feels directly connected to your brain. Every tiny input from your right foot results in an immediate, proportional response from the engine. The sound that accompanies this is simply divine, a shrieking masterpiece that fills the cabin and the surrounding countryside. The steering is lighter than the M4's, but incredibly quick and direct. You feel the car rotate around you, the front end darting into corners, with an agility the heavier BMW can't quite match. It's less of a blunt instrument and more of a scalpel. When you really start to push, the differences become even clearer. The M4 is a front-engine, rear-drive muscle car at its core. You feel the weight of the engine up front, and you have to manage the power carefully on the way out of a corner to keep the rear end in check. It's a physical, demanding, and hugely rewarding car to drive fast. You feel like you're wrestling with it, taming a wild beast. It's a challenge, and when you get it right, the feeling of satisfaction is immense. The car communicates its limits through the seat of your pants, letting you know when the rear tires are about to give up. The R8's mid-engine layout gives it a totally different character. It feels more balanced, more neutral. It turns in with more enthusiasm and feels more stable through the middle of a corner. You can get on the power earlier and with more confidence. The brakes are phenomenal, carbon ceramics that feel like they could stop time itself. The whole experience is less intimidating than the M4, more accessible, yet the performance ceiling is stratospherically high. It's a car that flatters its driver, making you feel like a hero, all while that glorious V10 screams its heart out right behind your ears. It's less of a fight and more of a dance. Let's line them up side by side. In terms of raw power, the R8 has the slight edge with 562 horsepower to the M4's 503. However, the M4's turbocharged engine produces its torque much lower down the rev range, making it feel incredibly muscular and potent in everyday driving. The R8 needs to be worked harder to access its peak performance, but the reward for doing so is a spine-tingling rush to the red line that the M4 simply cannot replicate. The M4 is a sledgehammer, the R8 is a fencer's foil. So, what do they like to live with every day? This is where the BMW M4 starts to claw back some serious points. At its heart, it's still a 4 Series coupe. That means you get 2 rear seats that are genuinely usable for children or adults on shorter trips. You also get a proper boot with a generous 440 litres of space. You could pack a couple of suitcases, do the school run, sit in traffic without it feeling compromised. It's a performance car that doesn't demand you sacrifice everyday usability. The Audi R8, by contrast, is a 2-seater. There are no token rear seats. Storage is limited. A small frunk up front, enough for a couple of soft bags. The low seating position and wide haunches can make it intimidating on narrow roads or in tight car parks. Rear visibility isn't great, though cameras help. Every speed bump is a potential threat to that low front splitter. While it's surprisingly easy to drive smoothly at low speeds, its exotic nature is always present. It's a car for special occasions, not mundane errands. Let's talk about the unspeakable money. The BMW M4, starting around £85,000, is expensive. But the Audi R8, at £135,000, is in another financial stratosphere entirely. Running costs follow a similar pattern. The M4 can see about 25 miles per gallon on a gentle motorway run. The R8's glorious V10 will more often live in the teens and dip to single digits if you're enjoying yourself. Insurance, tires, and servicing are significantly more expensive for the Audi. The M4 benefits from BMW's broader ecosystem, parts and expertise more common and generally less costly, while the R8 is a more specialized machine with premium parts and labor. Ownership is a more exclusive club, and the membership fees are high. The 2 red cars sat gleaming under the workshop lights, their engines ticking as they cooled. Suddenly the door creaked open and a large figure in a red suit stepped in, brushing snow from his shoulders. Santa Claus looked tired.
Reindeer are slow and messy. Time for upgrade. This is good. Big boot for many presents, and back seat for tired elf. Strong. Looks angry. I like. Wow. Engine is beautiful. Like magic. Oof, is tight fit.
Santa pressed it. The V10 exploded into a deafening roar that shook the rafters and sent a pile of letters fluttering off a nearby desk.
Ha! 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 The BMW is smart choice, practical, sensible, good for long trip. But Christmas is not sensible. Christmas is magic. This one makes the right noise. This one is fast, very fast. Presents will be early this year. The children will hear me coming from miles away. No more quiet sneaking. This is better, much better.
The verdict is in. The BMW M4 is the better car, but the Audi R8 is the one you'd sell a kidney for. Santa knows magic when he sees it. Happy Christmas.